Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. I have seen the light. I have seen Jesus. And Jesus has told me to day trade. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to get a skill. I don't have to save my money diligently and max my tax advantage accounts. No. I just have to day trade, bro. And you know who this Jesus is? It's none other than the world-famous grifter exposer and good person and hero, Chris Norland. We're going to react to this video titled, Work for Yourself. That's right. You want to work for yourself? You want to be self-employed? Well, let's see how Chris Norland here, who's a massive hero who exposes grifters, let's see how this grifter slayer, that's big quotations by the way, works for himself. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we're just taking a break here, having some lunch, and you know, oftentimes people ask me what's it like to day trade and stuff like that, and I'll tell you what it's like. One of the best advantages, and this is for anything of this nature, be it a creative, day trading, etc., is being able to set your own schedule and being able to say, you know what, I want to take the day off. I don't want to work anymore. I want to get out of the house.
Wow, so if I day trade, I can go to Harpoon Larry's and have a fried fish sandwich and just take the day off. You know, I don't want to work today. You know, I just made $100 million buying day trading Tesla, bro. I'm going to go to Harpoon Larry's and have a shitty fish sandwich. I'm really intrigued so far.
And just enjoy some lunch. We came out some lunch. We're having some shrimp and some fish and chips and stuff like that. Actually, I really like to come here, and I'm telling you, this stuff is really yummy. One thing, though, is that
it's yummy in my tummy. He's like a 2-year-old.
When you want to pursue these kind of things, meaning that you're not working for someone else, you're going to work for yourself. There's positive and negatives to this. I want to share these things with you. And also, too, can you hear? My name is Chris. I was a professor for about 10 years, and this will help you grow your account and grow your mind. So here's some.
Yes, I was a professor of liberal arts ball linking studies, and I'm gonna help you grow your account because I went and got a some douchebag liberal arts degree, and that means I'm qualified to be a day trader.
The positives. So one of the positives is that there is never a sort of ceiling on how well you can do. In fact, you can do as well as you want to work, as well as how good you are. And this is one of the big advantages of trading that I really, really like, is like if I'm super good, I go for 1% every day. Now, it doesn't sound like very much, 1% of your account every day.
1% every day, bro. You could turn $1 into $1 billion in like 2 years. It's not hard. You just make 1%, people. Take freaking notes with this investing day trading genius here. What the hell does he have there? That actually looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. And, he makes all that money from day trading, apparently, so he can afford to come here every day.
I know, it doesn't, but think about that. Every single day, like 1% every single day. It starts to add up very, very quickly if you're good. Now, obviously, not everyone can do 1% every single day. Sometimes you're red, sometimes you're green. The thing that I always try to tell you guys and focus on for these kind of things, and this is not just trading, but anything in your life.
The fruits of day trading, ladies and gentlemen.
If you're good at what you do, and if you practice what you do, all you got to do is just to be a little bit more green than red, right? And the better you get, be a little bit more green than red. So for example, let's say in a trading period, you risk 1% of your account, right? If you get, say...
Ew, did you see his hands? He's got some creepy looking hands. He needs to use hand moisturizer.
8 times out of 10, 1% up, right? And then only 2 times out of 10, 1% down each day. You're going to come out positive, right? You just got to be more better than good. More better than...
You have to be more better than good.
Than bad. But the one of the things that is really important, this is something that we came out here today, is you got to know when to quit. And this is for anything in life, and especially for this kind of stuff, is think of it this way. You're reaching your hand into the cookie jar, essentially, right? If you grab 1 cookie, you can easily pull that cookie out. No problem, right? You reach your hand in the cookie jar, 2 cookies, pull it out. And it's a little bit harder, but you got those 2. If you reach your hand into the cookie jar and you're trying to grab, like, say, 10 cookies, and you try to pull your hand out, because you have so many cookies in your hand, it becomes very, very difficult to get them all out. And you know what? you try to pull your hand out and suddenly you end up dropping all of the cookies. And so I'm using the cookie example with you guys because it's happened to me many times as a trader, and I'm sure it's happened to you guys as well. But you have to think of trading like life, essentially. Is anything that you do, if you get basically too greedy and you go for too much, you can lose everything. And this is why I always emphasize.
That's right, Chris Norland. That's why when you get too greedy and you sell a lie about day trading and you lose your ass, you just delete the videos and suddenly become a grifter slayer.
You guys, just focus on getting a little bit better every day in your life. So like I said, it's not just trading, it's anything that you do. Focus on this a little bit better every day in your life. Don't feel like you have to go for all of the gains, to try to change your life, be it at work, be it at study, being at your hobbies. You just do a little increments, because if you try to go for too much at one time, you risk losing everything. The other thing too is also really important is, if you watched my previous video before, actually I was really upset yesterday. We had some news from friends that, hey Chris, it looks like someone on Apple TV stole some work from you. In fact, not only they stole my life story, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, how do you do that? Well, you take someone like me and you put him in a TV show, and I don't think it's by chance. I'm pretty sure they Googled me or something like that. And it hurts deeper because when I was in Hollywood, I was pitching basically my story around Hollywood, and they was like, oh, it's
Who is stealing Chris Norland's life story? I'm really inspired by this story of a man who, basically just says whatever he has to do to get clicks on YouTube and pumps scams and pumps clown stocks. But then when things go sour, he just deletes the video and suddenly becomes a hero and a good guy. I'm so inspired. I want my children to watch the story of Chris Norland so they can grow up to be respectable adults.
so great, but you're Asian, and there's just no actors we can play for that, and Asians just aren't going to be used in media, basically what they're telling you. So I was pretty upset yesterday that, essentially I'm not crazy, and that's sort of one thing that I think you relate to the markets as well.
You're not crazy, but you are a psychopath. Oh.
Is sometimes you got to trust yourself and believe in yourself, because the world is crazy, and you're just ahead of the market or ahead of the world, right?
Let's go have some harpoon Larrys and let's go film the Canadian geese.
Those things crap everywhere, by the way. These things are all around my freaking house. Oh my god. It's like a minefield.
And you hope that things come and turn in your favor, that turns out that you should have trusted yourself, you're right, and then people are catching up with you. It's kind of like this, for example, let's say you're eyeing, some oddball stock of a particular company of, we'll just say it's a restaurant, and you think that restaurant's great. We'll call it Chipotle, right? And you go to Chipotle all the time, every day. It's a private company, not yet public, and you hear about the IPO, and you're like, you know what? I think Chipotle's going to be really good because I go there all the time, and I trust their business, I trust their model. And maybe other people don't know about it, and eventually, you buy early and cheap, right? And then everyone else finds out about it, and then they come in later. And so that's sort of the thing that where if you're...
Hey, that was actually a good call by Chris Norland. I think Chipotle has done well. You should put this video. You should upload this video to your channel again, Chris Norland, because you made the amazing call with Chipotle. People would be inspired by this story.
Ahead of the market, that's when you do well, when you find things that other people don't know. You put these things together of getting better every day, trusting yourself to things that other people don't know about. You'll have a really good life. Now, the one thing I want to say though too is working independent, some of the negatives of it, right? Is for those who are interested in either trading or being an artist, is income's not necessarily steady, right? Let's say, for example, you just have a bad string in the market and you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on with the market, what's it doing? And you just find yourself on a losing streak. If you have a job at work, they're probably going to pay you a paycheck every week no matter what you do. So that's...
Who gets paid weekly? What kind of world do you live in?
kind of a negative.
You can tell he's probably never had a real job.
Oh yeah, you get paid every week.
Yeah, that's how it freaking works, moron.
Same thing with being an artist. Let's say, you're trying to sell your script to Hollywood, or you have paintings, you're trying to sell those to people. Sometimes there's just no buyers. That's going to dry up, right? Say in a recessionary period that we're going, people may not necessarily be into that. So you got to be able to handle those ups and downs. And the independent sort of creative lifestyle or trading lifestyle is not for everyone. The positives is the freedom, the negatives is the instability. But
he's free, bro. He can just sit his worthless ass at a computer click some buttons and just make 1% per year, and he's free. But there are some negatives, because, you get 1% every single day. It's so easy, bro. Just make $1 trillion compounding that over a couple of years. But, some days you might be down like 0.1%, and then that gets really stressful, okay? You might lose some of your $1 trillion that you made from doing 1% compounded every day.
As I mentioned to you guys before in other videos, if you sort of plan ahead with your finances to where you're not like always spending all your money all day, every day, right? Like, essentially the way it is you try to keep your lifestyle kind of same, and if you make a bunch more money, you just save that. And if you make less money during a period, then you draw from your savings. But the idea is, though, is that you keep your level of your lifestyle roughly the same regardless of how much you make. A simple example is, and this is a true story, Warren Buffett still lives in the same house that he bought like...
Oh, let me do this day trading video where I'm sitting at a shitty Harpoon Larry's, and I'm gonna reference Warren Buffett, because he's the king of day trading.
60 some odd years ago, so I think he bought his house for, it's really funny, it's like $32,000 or something of that nature, and now it's probably worth like a couple $1 million or something. And the point is, though, is that, he's happy in his house. He doesn't need to move. And if he wanted, he could buy 10 houses, but he doesn't. And so, this is something I want to emphasize with you guys, is just, if you're satisfied with your life now, it's okay. And if you make more money, great. Save that, invest, and generate more money. But don't ever feel like you have to spend all your money all of the time. So I know I gave you a bunch of different advices all in the same video, but that's what we do on this channel. We just have these talks, and I'm trying to make it through every single day, just like you. And like I just said, just get a little bit better every day. Also, too, if something ever bad happens in your life, the same like a red day, for example, just remember there's always tomorrow. And if you're good at what you do, you're going to be more green than red, and just focus on that.
Yeah, see, nothing bothers strongman more than a red day in the market. I log into my 401k and look at VT every single day, and when it's red, I crap my pants, and when it's green, I go...
So, everyone, I do appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Oh, I'm good, man. I have to go to work in like an hour. I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta wash my ass. I gotta maybe take a shower because I stink. Oh, but do I really have to? I could just quit my job right now and just day trade and make 1% per year, or per day, excuse me. I have never been more inspired by this man. I've never heard of this man before, Chris Norland. So what do y'all think? Are you going to start day trading now based on this man's advice? Work quickly before he deletes the video. Oh, wait, I have this downloaded and saved in my Dropbox.